Here's a more elaborate and detailed rewrite of the news article. Transgender pool player Harriet Haynes launches groundbreaking legal battle against governing body over ban from women's competitions. By Ben Rumsby, April 8, 2025. Harriet Haynes, a prominent transgender pool player who recently made headlines after winning a major professional women's tournament, is taking legal action against the English Blackball Pool Federation, EBPF. The case, which began this week at Canterbury County Court, could become a landmark in the evolving debate over transgender participation in women's sports. Haynes, who began competing in EBPF tournaments as a woman in 2015, is challenging a policy change made by the federation in August 2023. The revised rule restricts participation in its women's tour and county-level tournaments to individuals who were assigned female at birth. As a result, Haynes was disqualified from playing for her county team, Kent, and is now seeking damages on the grounds of discrimination, claiming the change led to a loss of opportunity and caused injured feelings. This lawsuit is believed to be the first of its kind in the UK filed by a transgender athlete against a sports governing body, and it could set a precedent for how sporting authorities handle gender inclusion moving forward. The timing of the legal proceedings is significant. The hearing commenced just one day after Haynes claimed victory in the Ultimate Pool Women's Pro Series Event 2, held at Robin Park Leisure Centre in Wigan. She defeated fellow transgender competitor Lucy Smith in the final, a match that was met with heated protests from sections of the public. Protesters at the venue waved placards with messages such as, "Save women's sport," and, "He's a man," chanting slogans in support of Lynn Pinches, a cisgender female player who famously withdrew from a 2023 final in protest over Haynes's participation. Pinches herself is involved in separate legal action against other pool governing bodies over similar concerns. The argument for exclusion, the EBPF, defending its decision, maintains that players born male have inherent physical advantages over those born female. These include a generally higher cue break speed, larger hand span, stronger fingers, and longer limbs, factors the federation argues can influence performance in blackball pool. Representing the EBPF, barrister Sarah Crowther KC presented these arguments in court. She emphasized that in almost every sport, including cue sports, physical attributes linked to sex at birth can affect performance, Crowther stated. Greater than all categories in sport aim to group competitors by bodily characteristics. Without separate categories for girls and women, opportunities for development diminish, and many would abandon the sport entirely. She further noted that even in cue sports, where physical exertion is less intense than in activities like football or athletics, the subtle physical advantages enjoyed by those assigned male at birth justify protected women's categories. Haynes's perspective in her testimony, Haynes defended her achievements in the sport as the product of hard work, coaching, and dedication, not physiological advantage. Greater than, my success in pool in general is down to my efforts, whether in the women's section or open section, she told the court, adding that, a big part of my life was playing county ladies blackball pool. When asked during cross-examination whether she acknowledged that males generally have physical advantages over females, Haynes responded that she wasn't qualified to make that judgment, saying, "I wouldn't know enough about the subject. I'm not an expert on it." Crowther also noted that Haynes continues to be eligible to play in the EBPF's open category, previously referred to as the men's tour before it was rebranded to reflect changes in participation policy. Legal and scientific arguments in support of Haynes. Representing Haynes, barrister Robin White argued that while some sports are clearly impacted by gender-related physical differences, others, such as chess, are less so. He placed pool near the boundary between those extremes. White cited the UK's Equality Act 2010, which allows restrictions in gender-affected activities if average physiological differences between sexes give one group a disadvantage. However, he challenged whether blackball pool meets that threshold. To bolster her case, Haynes submitted expert evidence, including testimony from an American academic who argued that once a player can reach a certain cue ball speed, which is attainable by both men and women, any additional strength offers minimal advantage. What's at stake as the case unfolds? It has drawn national attention not only for its potential implications in the world of pool but also for the broader landscape of gender inclusion in competitive sports. The court's decision could influence how similar cases are handled in the future, possibly setting legal benchmarks for sports organizations grappling with fairness, inclusivity, and competitive integrity. The hearing continues. Let me know if you'd like this styled for a website, newsletter, or video narration.